It's the Empowerment Perspective Radio Show, hosted by Demiso Josie, Kareem Spence, and Miss Stacy Sanderson Dick. Stay empowered. Stay empowered. Stay empowered. Welcome to another episode of the Empowerment Perspective Radio Show. I go by the name of Demiso Josie alongside
Spencer's here.
And
Stacy Sanderson Dick.
How we doing, guys?
Good.
Life is good.
Life is good. The weather is nice. We just heard from Nor'easter Nick, so a little bit humid today, he said. But my family's sitting by the pool right now. Part of them are while we're on the radio waves. Hopefully they're listening, so shout out to them. So last time we was on the show, we had Donald Campbell here. And we also had the pastor as well come in with the on-time staffing and stuff. How do you think that show went?
I think it went well. I think what Donald was able to do just in his career alone. I mean, coming from the type of illness that he has, which is what did he have? Wasn't Parkinson's? It was cerebral palsy. I mean, to become a lawyer and still have to deal with that, man. I mean, nobody has an excuse. Mm-hmm.
And he definitely hit one of the areas that we're going to talk about today. He talked about the ring, and if you get a divorce or whatever, can you get the ring back legally? Yes. So we did talk about that. So that's a little bridge about what we're going to be talking about today.
You're going to make Kareem mad again right off the bat.
Oh,
he didn't like his answer to that question, did you?
Oh, no, he said I can get it back.
He said he could get it back.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, he did say
He said, as long as it's not on a holiday. Listen, I studied the law, too.
Christmas, right?
I have studied the law, too. I'm getting mine back if it don't work out.
So the moral of the story, don't ask somebody to marry you on a holiday.
Absolutely. Pay attention to that calendar.
I got you. So one of the things we like to do here is to take a personal. So this particular show, we have a bunch of women on this particular show, because if you follow us on the podcast, a couple months ago we did a Man's World one where we talked about relationships from a man's perspective.
Yes.
So I figured let's give the women space to talk about the same thing, right?
Okay.
At the end of the day, I know they're going to overcomplicate things, and we're going to get to that point in a minute. But we wanted to give them a voice. So we're going to talk about that today. So my Take It Personal story, though, goes way back. I got to say that way back because people might be listening. Me and my wife was married. My cousin wasn't married at the time. And I would hang out. And I played this position really well. It's called wingman, right?
Okay.
So we're in the club, and my job was to separate the girl so he could talk to the one he wanted to talk to.
Setting the pick.
Right, so definitely setting the pick. So I'm really good at this job. Okay. So I go in and set the pick, pull the young lady away, and we start to talking. And the more and more I started hearing the conversation, she was wingmanning me. I was like, man, and we started laughing about it, of course. Should I take it personal that she wingmaned me when I was supposed to be wingmanning her?
You probably should. I think that women are more strategic than we are. We pretty don't go into anything with a plan. Sort of like this show. We have no plan.
Just go in.
We just go in. Whereas though they set it on their calendar, they do research, and then they come out and they execute very well. So it's sort of like the WNBA versus the NBA.
Got you.
So whereas though we just go out, we want to be athletes. We want to dunk. They actually run
plays and stuff like that. Stacey, you think I was being should I take it personal?
No.
Why not?
Because you're both setting up your friend. You're both doing what's best for your friend. If your
whole
goal was to get those two talking, then you're both doing your job.
My job.
But it was her job.
She wingmaned me.
So that was her job.
That's offensive.
You're both supporting your friends.
I guess.
She said a better pick. That's all I want.
It was. Yeah. It was very well played. She definitely. I don't even know if my cousin even talked to the young lady that he was supposed to be, but it was pretty funny. We had. On our podcast, we have this new segment called Overtime that we've been doing. It's really the podcast that we sort of took and made it smaller. So we hit up a couple of places recently. We were down in Seattle City, New Jersey, at the candy shop. So that if you're following us on the empowermentperspective.com, hit the podcast button, you'll see that particular overtime segment in the candy shop. What do you think about the candy shop?
Man, listen, I was in heaven. They had everything I like except for now.
No doubt, ladies.
That's the only thing I was looking for. But, I mean, Tia does an absolute job down there. She did a great job.
Got you. So after that particular show, we went down the road a little bit to Ocean City, New Jersey. And actually, the person that we interviewed is on this show today. So we talked to Rachel Holloway, and that episode will be dropping on Sunday on the website as well. And then last night we just came from Trenton, New Jersey.
Yes.
We had a debate.
Yeah.
Is Trenton really considered North Jersey or South Jersey? And your response was?
I think they just made their own lane and said, we're just going to call it Central.
That's true. I guess it's like a little, space unto itself.
Yeah, but before we get into the segment, I want to shout out my nephew who had a birthday. We have Ashana who's had like a whole bunch of July birthdays. So my brother, my sister, we got Jewel, we got Ashana. So it's a whole lot of birthdays going on in July.
And we got the Queen. My wife's birthday is on the 31st. So shout out to her too.
Yeah, shout out to Princess Inc. We had they had a birthday what was her name? Autumn.
Autumn.
Shout out to Autumn, her birthday.
So we were in Trenton. We met a young artist down there, Liddy down there, who had a art expo, and she was painting live out there while we were doing the podcast.
Never mind that. She bought me vignettes. Yeah, never mind that.
I never knew what a vignette was. Really?
It's like a powdered donut.
I found out from the movie, the Disney movie, from my daughter. I was like, I don't know what this is. But it was pretty good. So shout out to Studio B down there as well. Just some things that we got coming up. I want to talk about August 18th, what the Empowerment Perspective Group will be doing.
Yeah, so we have speaking engagement at Atlantic Cape Community College, the Atlantic City campus. Shout out to Shalonda and her group down there who asked us to come down and speak. So that's really big for us. So, I thought people was getting tired of hearing me speak, but apparently they like me talking.
They like you being petty. They're trying to find out what kind of car you drive. That's what they're trying to find out.
Is that what the mission is?
That's what the whole mission is, right?
Well, listen, if that pump, my trunk keeps opening up by itself. If it keeps
Gotcha.
happening, it's going to have me a new car soon.
Why you popping the trunk on people?
Well, sometimes you guys just look at somebody and be like, yo, my trunk is open just in case.
Just in case.
In case there's going to be any problems.
That's funny. Also, shout out to Boscov's down there. They are having their Christmas in July food drive right now. So if you're in the Cumberland County area and you go down to the Cumberland Mall, make sure you drop some non-perishable goods. Stacy, non-perishable goods, Stacy.
I know.
Well, why am I saying this, Stacy?
Because I was going to try to reach out to some local farmers and see if we could get some fresh produce down there.
Trying to bring lettuce and tomatoes.
You going to bring some apples?
No, some food pantries now are asking if they can bring in some fresher things to hand out to people. It's going to be a first come, first serve basis, and obviously get it there as fresh as possible. But I was just asking.
That's true.
So they can bring some apples?
Oh, I'm not in mom mode all the time. I just thought it would be a nice idea to bring some fresher food items.
Don't bring me no fresh fruit.
I won't.
But shout out to Boscov's. They're down there doing that. If you're in the Cumberland County Mall, make sure you drop off some things to them. On the next episode, on the 28th, we have a sports segment coming up. It's all sports all day long. So we're going to get past this female thing today, and we're going to get to the real topic of sports.
But we have to, because we have an issue with LaShawn McCoy. Shady. He has an issue.
Oh.
Yes. He was an Eagle at some point, too.
But I'm still riding my Super Bowl championship, and I haven't mentioned it since I came back from my little sabbatical.
Okay, we're going to have to go to commercial break right now.
We're cutting early.
We're going to cut about early. So on the other side, we're going to pay these bills. On the other side, we're going to get to the Women's World radio show. We got some special guests lined up for y'all, so stay tuned. All right, welcome back to the Empowerment Perspective radio show. We have a studio full of women in the building. Stacey, you was at our podcast, It's a Man's World.
Yep.
What was your overall impression as a female of that show?
Oh, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I think it was very insightful. We definitely are on two different wavelengths, I think, sometimes men and women. I always like to go to the example as if you had a man and woman standing at the same spot and witnessed a car accident. Police came to get the report. Some of the stories, some of the details would match up, but there'd be a few that were completely off kilter. So
yeah, the female would know what color the car was and all these minor details that we wouldn't care about as men.
Wow. Yeah.
It's true.
And then you'd have the camera that would give you the true story. You know, there's always three sides to every story. So it'll be interesting today to see what the women have to say.
Mr. Petty, you think there's three sides to every story?
It's my side.
Your side.
My side, and only my side. Absolutely, I agree.
Makes sense. So we're going to introduce the people that we have on. So on that particular podcast, we made sure we had a married man that was on there. We had someone that was single, somebody that went through a divorce. So I figured we give the ladies their space to do the same thing. So we have some people that were married on the show. We got some single people here that's still trying to figure it out. And we got somebody that went through a divorce and trying to figure it out as well. So I am actually going to introduce my goddaughter, who was on the podcast originally. She's going to represent the single ladies can speak right now. So Regine, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks for having me back.
Are you nervous today?
No.
Okay. So you ready to share your story as a single, or at least give the single females their perspective?
Yeah, my fun story.
Your fun story. That lady in Philadelphia that you told me the story about, she read your energy, and she sounded like she was a little bit on point, saying that you were struggling through some things right now.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I'll see, I guess.
So we'll get back to welcome to the show. Also to the left of me, there's somebody I went to school with who was on a podcast that we're going to have coming out on Sunday on Overtime. Miss Rachel Holloway, how are you doing, lady?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Welcome back. Thanks for being willing to share your story and your perspective on this particular show. And I also have some special people in the building. Very, very good friends of mine drove all the way down from Connecticut to bless the airways with us. So I have Ralph and Rosie. We have a married couple in the building. How you guys doing?
We're doing well.
Doing well. What's happening? So, Ralph, you just wanted to play the background for a little bit because this is the ladies' podcast. So, if you feel like she's saying something wrong, you got to, kick her under the table or something like that and make sure that it's heading in the right direction. So, Mr. Spence, I'm going to turn it over to you with the first question. We're going to open this thing up for some discussion.
So let's have some fun. Now, here's the thing. One of my favorite movies was Waiting to Excel, right? Is it always true that you guys start cutting your hair before you decide that the relationship is over? Because we're always the last people to know.
That's a good question for you.
I change my hair a lot.
Why?
I just like, I don't know, I like my hair. I like to do different fun things.
Now, let me go back.
Because I don't know if it's because of a man. I just like my hair.
Is there anything that you do? Like Jay-Z, for example, I'm taking this a whole nother direction. Jay-Z, when he's recording an album, he lets his hair grow. Mm-hmm. When you know it's over, is there certain things that you do?
I don't know.
It is.
I don't know.
Now, let me ask this question. How do you know when it's over? Anyone can answer that question.
Yeah.
How do you know when it's over?
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Rachel's going in. Go ahead. Tell us what
I
it
don't
is.
know. You just know.
No, you know, but how are we supposed to know? Because we still think we're in it. It's like the fourth quarter in the game.
Yep.
We still think we in the game.
We down by 10 with 2 minutes left. We still got a shot.
We got a shot.
Yeah, that does happen. It's sad.
Right. So how do I know? How do I know as a man that it's time to walk away from this?
Maybe we ignore you. We stop shaving.
Whoa. Wait. You change your hygiene?
I'm not going to wash it till we leave.
He brought up haircuts. It's the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Hair is different. Hygiene?
Cut, grow.
No, I'm talking like you got hair under your
wash.
armpit.
We wash.
Yeah.
Good thing to just.
So I don't understand. Like, why don't you just go up to the guy and be like, "Look, it's over. It's done." Or why are the games?
Men don't play any? No.
You can't answer a question with another question. You got to answer my question first, and then I'll go back there. So why don't they just come up and say, "No, I'm done"?
Maybe you don't want to hurt their feelings.
No,
Directly.
I think I'm a little indecisive, so I go back and forth like, he getting on my nerves right now. I'm done. But dang, look at him.
She's got the pro-con list.
Yeah,
She writes it all down.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So meanwhile,
really.
the guys in limbo don't know what to do.
And I'm trying to figure it out in my mind. Like,
You're trying to figure it
trying
out.
to figure it out.
It's interesting. So let me ask this, right? Because again, we are more, I want to say, reactive than proactive. Mm-hmm. Like we're not going to do something until you tell us that we need to do something. Similar to like answering the question, like we talked to the married couple earlier, and I was like, well, how long you guys been married? You're supposed to defer and get her answer first before you come out because you say the wrong thing. Now what happens with the 20 games that's coming on today for some league, you don't get a chance to watch because you're talking about how long you've been married. So, again, like we need to know, like clear and concise, so especially for all the guys that's listening to it right now, what is it that we need to know to be able to pick up these signals? Because we don't.
Pay attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To everything?
Yeah.
No.
How do I know you're just not mad over something that had nothing to do with me?
Ask.
Yeah, you have to ask.
Why play these games?
It's not a
It's
game.
not
It's
a
like
game.
if we're mad at something else and you're not even going to say, well, what's up or why are you mad? Then we're going to get mad at you that you're not at least
That's a
involved.
half hour. No. That's a half hour conversation.
It doesn't have to
Just
be.
walk in the house and be like, look, I'm mad that Dunkin' Donuts didn't have the donuts I want and call it a day.
Yes.
Why I got to figure it out and play these games?
Wait for you to slam pots around. You got to figure out certain cues to make sure that we know you're
I
upset.
know. When the rabbit's in the pot boiling water, then I know I'm in trouble. I know it's time for me to move forward. Very interesting. We kind of started off at the end. I want to go back to the beginning, the first date scenarios. To the married couple down there. You remember your first date? They're looking
That's
at
good.
each other.
That's
They're
good.
looking at
Yes.
each other.
Yes.
He
Look at
learned.
her
He
first.
learned.
Yes. Look at her first.
Our unofficial first date was when.
Wait a minute, time out. Is it an official date and an unofficial date?
I don't consider asking someone just to go out and eat a date.
So that's
It was
how
very
it happened.
casual. It
You
was
came
very
out and was
casual.
like, you want to go out to eat?
Correct.
And you was like, I'm hungry, I could eat.
Exactly.
It sounds like college when we did the sports thing. We got the official and unofficial visits. That's exactly what this
Yeah.
is.
So, what
So-
kind of restaurant was it? Because we had this discussion on a
It
previous
was like a
podcast.
Fridays.
My man.
Yeah.
See, he did it right, Kareem. See?
It was a Fridays, a Chili's, one of those.
Who
It
picked
was
the restaurant?
Fridays, yeah.
Who picked the restaurant?
I did.
You did.
Yeah.
That's good.
Do
See?
you
I
like-
like the
do
man
you
who
like
can make a
Fridays?
decision.
Yes.
Me too.
Do you like Fridays because they have really good turkey burgers?
Well, this was a long time ago.
was.
And
This-
Fridays was just close to where we worked, so it was convenient. It was pretty good, and
It was after
it was
work.
on my first fresh out of school salary, so
Okay.
So, Regine,
it hit all the buttons.
guy wants to ask you out of the first date. And what kind of restaurant? Would you be happy with a McDonald's, or do you expect like
McDonald's.
What? That was me and my wife's first date was at McDonald's.
How
y'all
old
were like
were
10.
you?
Y'all were like
That's
10.
besides the point. But listen, I had nowhere else to go but up from there. So if you start way too high,
Okay.
you're gonna expect that all
Not
the time.
McDonald's. Friday's okay. It's okay.
Friday's okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to McDonald's. I don't even eat McDonald's.
See, you trying to be healthy.
She's
and
frowning
all
her face. I'm glad we getting this on video. She's frowning her face and everything. Like,
Right.
I wish he would take me to McDonald's. He won't be
McDonald's
taking me
doesn't
no
have
more.
Drinks.
Stacey, where was your first date?
We went to the movies.
No food? You just went to the movie?
Yeah, we both got done work a little late, so we just went to the movies.
What was the movie?
I think we saw a Scary Movie, that stupid
That was
comedy.
hilarious.
I don't even remember if it was or not. It wasn't really my genre of film, but I went.
Who picked the movie?
He did.
Interesting.
That's probably the last decision he's ever made.
I was going to go to that. Yeah, he doesn't make any more decisions.
But you just said you like a guy that makes decisions.
Yeah,
You take over,
so he
Chuck.
hooked me in with that one and hasn't made one since.
Because he's afraid to make the wrong one.
I
Because
think
that happens all the time. Y'all be like, I want somebody to make a decision. I'll be like, yo, we going to McDonald's. And you get all upset and mad because I made the decision.
I would take it at that point. Sometimes it's just.
You laughing at it because I know
I know,
that
that
happens.
does
all the
happen.
do you ever pull that I never get what I want, but yet you never make
Yes.
a final decision?
What do you mean?
I
What do
never
you
get
mean?
my way. We always do what you want. Well, then I said, well, where do you want to go? I don't care.
Yep.
Well, how about this place? No. How
But-
about go here? No.
Here's the number one question that'll always start an argument. What is it that you want to eat?
I can't. Yeah.
Always start an argument.
Nobody can make that decision.
Well, at least when you asking her what is it that you want to eat, she can't give you an answer. It starts an argument. Yes, no.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't care though anymore. I'll just pick somewhere. If I'm gonna list places and you're gonna tell me no, then tell me where you want to go.
Right.
No, but I'm asking you. I'm like, where do you want to go eat?
I don't care.
See,
I can find something anywhere that I will.
That's not how it works.
In the beginning of the relationship,
The beginning, the middle, the end.
because the beginning maybe we're a little timid, like we don't want to look like we eat too much or whatever. There's a little.
So you thinking
when
too
you're-
much.
You're.
Overthinking.
Overthinking. I think that's the problem with a lot of females. You overthink.
But how come
the
you guys
situation.
can't just come
Yeah.
out with what you want? Hey, I was
Because
thinking maybe we could go here tonight.
it's
What
gonna
do
be
you
a
think?
problem. I'm not gonna
in
win
my
no matter what.
relationship, It wouldn't be.
I'm not gonna
You're
win.
not going to want to go where we like to eat.
I'm
Where is
going
that?
to
Where
Buffalo
is
Wild
that?
Wings. We
Yeah,
watch the
where-
sports all
where-
day
where-
long.
We had a night with no kids. We went to the bar and had wing night. I was fine with that. I'm good. As long as we're out together and he made a call, we're good.
Every
Great.
night? Because every night, we're like, yo, where we going? We going wherever has 20 TVs or more.
The Phillies game was on there. We were good.
Very interesting.
So, anniversary, we can go to Buffalo Wild Wings?
But I'm fine with that.
Interesting.
I'm not fine with it.
Yeah, you're
no,
not
we
happy.
need something special.
No.
I'm not married. I'm
Buffalo.
not
But no.
going to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Not on our anniversary.
But why not? It's about us.
Right.
Well, I don't watch sports all
That's
the
okay.
time.
You can get the chair that's not facing any of the TVs.
You're facing the exit.
Well, that night it should be about us, so the TV is going to be too distracting.
Interesting.
Let it be about us that night.
So
Let
now
us talk.
Yeah, you know, I would.
She's right.
I would eat there if the TV
Yeah.
was shut off. I would eat
Yeah.
Buffalo Wild Wings if they turned the TV off for my anniversary.
So you want us to talk
Yeah.
about
Yes.
what?
How about what? I'm about to say that.
About what?
About what? Me and my wife been together forever, right? So there's no. What else are we gonna talk about other than kids?
But that's
At
the
this particular
thing.
point in
You
time.
need to keep it going. You can't just talk about your kids.
But what are we going to talk about?
Be like, remember
Yourself.
when we didn't have kids and we liked each other and had fun? Let's
Yeah,
talk
but
about that.
even your current life, you do stuff now. Going to the gym, hanging out with a friend. You need to keep it
My
current.
wife don't want to hear none of that stuff.
But what
Well,
if
how do you know? How
what
do
if
you
you're
know
not
she does
funny?
it?
you know my wife, Rosie.
Yeah, I know.
Then what happens if you're not funny and your life is not funny?
That's true.
What do we talk about then?
Well, then why isn't it funny? Why don't you have a fun life?
Right.
I have a
You
fun
should-
life. My life is hilarious.
No, but
There's always
no,
something
well,
going on
the
in my life.
question that you asked is,
Yes.
if you're having like a slow point,
Yeah.
where do we go from here to make it better? Then why do we think our life's not fun? What can we
Exactly.
No, your
start-
life is not fun. My life is fun.
do? You asked the question.
Yes, I'm talking about you in particular. When your life is not fun. Like only
Oh,
thing,
if you assume the person's life.
I know
is
your
not fun.
your life is not fun because I come in the house, you don't look like you had fun. You're looking at me. You look at me like I'm supposed to make you have fun. Like I'm your entertainment.
Oh boy.
Like entertainment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dance.
Shout out to Miss Battersby.
Yes. Yes.
Well, everyone has a life going on. Even if you're married, you got fun things going
Yes.
on. You got to keep it fun.
What
if
kind of
you're
fun
married.
things that you guys do?
What
I'm not
that
even gonna
we
look. I'm not even
do-
gonna look at him. God, what kind of fun stuff?
That we do?
Mm-hmm.
We do have our date nights. We do enjoy each
What
other's
is this
company.
date night thing? Explain this to me. It's a foreign concept to me, right?
You don't always have to go out of your house to have a date night. You can have a date night in your own home. The
That's-
kids go to sleep.
So wait a minute, date night. Is you saying fun is spending more time with you?
Yes. Because I'm fun. I don't know about you.
This
but
is why
I'm
you're
fun. Oh, no wonder. No wonder you're single. Because if you can't have fun by yourself, you're not going to be fun with somebody else.
Wait a minute. Let me go back. 'Cause I know y'all story a little bit. At what point did Ralph become fun? Because you couldn't stand him at first.
Well, that was the young Ralph. But once he got with me, he became more fun.
I understand. Let's talk about the dating scene real quick. And I'm going to turn to Rachel and Regine on this one. It's different now. Back in the day, men actually had to come up to you and talk to you. And now it's all social media and Facebook and whatever dating sites that are out there, and Tinder and all that stuff. Like, tell us about that game. I don't understand. Like,
I don't talk to people on social media.
why not?
I prefer not to. It's just,
So how should somebody approach you if you're
I don't know. Not on social media because I don't really check my like DM and all that. I don't know.
you're the type of person that just got to happen, like just randomly?
You know what's
like,
funny? I think I've become more bold. Like, all right, so I just was in Boston last week, and I saw this guy. I'm like, oh my goodness, he's cute. Whatever, we were talking. So we were in this group meet because like all the supervisors from the site that I was at for my job, we were in a group meet together. I'm like, I'm a DM him on group meet. So I think I did do a social media thing, but like it was from me. I sent it. You know, I approached it. I don't know.
I don't know how I feel about that. It's really interesting. What about now? We had conversations previously about people doing interesting things and not being who they supposed to be, or just who they representing themselves to be on social media. You walk up, you meet a guy, and he's not who you expected to be. What happens at that particular point in time? Do you walk away, or do you go through with the date?
That happened yesterday.
Oh, do tell.
It was awful. So didn't look like his pictures really, and was just very odd and shy, and randomly talked and interrupted me, and so I had
Kind of like this.
no.
just-
So we ate, and then he asked if I wanted to go for a walk, and I said no, I gotta go, and I left. And I don't know where Kareem is, but I offered to pay half the bill.
That's impressive.
I was like, I'll pay for half. And he was like, no, that's okay. I was like, okay.
So you didn't like him because he interrupted you.
No, it wasn't interrupted. Like, he wasn't even listening. He just
It's about him.
started talking about himself.
Oh,
about
you went on a
random
date with
things.
Kareem. It all makes sense now.
Started talking about random things about, like, his mother's upbringing and, like, things I didn't want to know about.
Not on the first date.
No.
So
Very
what should the
bizarre.
conversation be? Right, we're going to hold this question. On the backside, after this commercial break, we're going to talk about what should the conversation be during the first date. Should it be about the female, or should it be about the male, or should it be something about common interest? So on the backside of this commercial break, we will be talking more about the first date. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Empowerment Perspective Radio Show. We are talking relationships with a bunch of females in here, and one thing I know is that all women, or on this show, are crazy. We're going to talk about what you call it, Regine, microaggressive. What was it? Microaggression.
You were being really you passed the microaggression on women earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll come back to that point in a minute. But we're talking about first dates, and I want to know. We went on the first date. How soon it's too soon for me to call you back after that first date? Are you expecting right away?
Isn't that 3-day rule? Is that still, are
it
we
3
old
days?
school? Is it the 3-day rule still in play?
I hate waiting.
Yeah.
So when you get in your car, I should be texting you, I had a
No,
good night.
not like that. That's a little extreme.
But like what?
You don't have to wait 3 days. That makes me think.
Not
that,
wait 3, but if by 3 you haven't called,
Oh well, yeah.
then but no,
I have
not
72 hours to make contact again. Or
I think they want to show off to their girlfriends. Be like, look, girl, he texted me
he
already.
sweating me.
Right.
Look at he just sweating me. He keeps texting me all the time. He keeps
Texted
sweating me.
That is
already.
not true. It's normally a bad thing. I'm like, oh my goodness, Lord, he's texting me already.
So how late is too late to call?
How late is too late for someone to call? It depends on my relationship with them. So
You just met the person, you went on the first, second date. How it was too late to call?
if I just met you, you shouldn't be calling me late.
No.
When you say late, because everybody's on a different time, so like 4 a.m. I can't.
4 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm asleep.
I'm trying to wake you up.
I just got out the club.
That's
I struck out at the club.
4 a.m.
What you
I
doing?
have a problem if you're calling me at 4 a.m.
All right, 2 o'clock. I'm in Philly. 2 o'clock.
I'm
Club is
asleep.
closed.
I'm asleep at 2.
1 o'clock.
I'm sleep. I work like a lot.
It's the weekend.
9. I feel like 9.
9.
It's not mom mood.
You're in mommy mode.
Respectful.
Feel like the kids are probably in bed.
Like she said, it depends on where you are in your relationship. But if you just met, like, you don't know my lifestyle and what I have going on. Like, you're gonna
Exactly,
call
and you
me,
don't know my life.
Right.
My life ends at 4 o'clock in the morning.
then I know that we weren't meant to be, and you don't have to call me
There you
again.
go.
See, there we go. They're trying to change me. They're trying to change me.
Yeah, we're just cutting ties. Like, if that's your time to talk, I'm sleeping.
Really?
Are you going to be gentle when you tell me that I can't call? Like, or are you just going to swipe?
I don't even know what that means. I don't know this wipe stuff.
Oh, man.
Delete.
I want to go to the married couple. We had this conversation last night. Ralph was out. He's going after work for a few drinks. What's too late for him to come home without calling?
I'm not sure.
Because he's always giving you play-by-play on his phone.
Exactly. Doing
I had this
play-by-play.
drink right now. I just ordered another Heineken. I just,
Should I get lemon? Should I get lime?
Bourbon, yeah.
Bourbon?
One ice.
One ice?
I'm gonna put you on FaceTime. You watching the whole thing go there. Is that what's happening in your house?
I'm not sure. I mean, he's a grown man. I trust him, so I don't.
They always
have a
say
time
that.
limit. I don't have a time limit.
Stacey, how late's too late?
But I mean, if I know or expect them by a certain time and too much time has passed by, I'm gonna worry.
Yeah.
It's more of a worry thing.
Exactly.
Than it's not a trust thing.
I'm gonna
it's
throw a
worry.
curveball at you. Ralph is out with somebody you don't necessarily get along with. It's one of his friends. How late is too late?
Ralph is a grown man, and we're married.
That wasn't the
Married
conversation
10
last
years.
I'm going to tell you how the conversation is going to start. You come in the house, and it's 4:30 in the morning. You a grown man. Why is a grown man out at 4:30 in the morning?
4:30 in the
You got
morning.
responsibility.
There's no-
You keep hanging out with him.
The train doesn't even run past 1 o'clock.
You know the train schedule?
Well, yeah. It's my
better be
train.
on
It's
it.
either
There's
train
no
or
loopholes.
driving. So I know those schedules. So there's no reason for him to come home at 4 a.m.
Are you waiting up like the parent waiting for their kids?
No.
You move the couch to the front door and sit there waiting with your arms folded.
He comes in the house.
Did you have a
House
camper in my
dark.
house growing up?
That's too funny. Stacey, how late's too late?
Like she said, he's an adult. As long as he touches base with me every now and again, then I don't worry.
Right.
But there's a common courtesy in there that if you're going to be 7 hours and you're telling me when you leave, it's going to be quick, just say, hey, I'm still out. I'm good. I trust him, but you do worry.
You do. There's a lot of drunk people out there driving crazy, and this is mommy mode. You're just thinking the worst. That would be.
It's
my
not a
first
trust
reaction.
issue, but it's a common courtesy issue. I think that at least if you're going to be way later than you think, touch base. It takes 2 seconds to shoot a text and be like, look,
Everybody has a cell phone.
we're having a good time. I'm going to be a little later. Okay. Then I can go to bed and know that you're going to be home
Right,
at some
you're
point and I'm
waiting
not.
up.
Oh, the face. What?
Well, his thing. If you're going out, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to watch the game, and I'm probably going to go to sleep.
So you wouldn't worry if your girl was out till 4:30 a.m. and didn't touch base with you?
Listen, I'm like Martin in his stand-up. I'm going to the club in my pajamas. So
You go find her.
crazy and deranged.
You're crazy and deranged.
Crazy and deranged.
Looking for her.
Absolutely.
But
My
if she
call.
touched base Would you be all right?
My wife doesn't call me, so it does, she's not going to touch base regardless. But we talked about the fun measure, you know, the assessment. So she came home and said I had a great time with my girlfriends. That gives me the green light to do the same thing next weekend.
Assessment or scorekeeping?
No, it's an assessment because I want to know how much fun you had. Like if you was like, this is the best time of my life, we had fun. All right, I'm gonna try to top it now. Gave me the
So
green
that's
Well,
scorekeeping.
It's not. You gave me the green light. You gave me the green light to do the same thing.
Now when I come in, I'm like, man, I had the best time of my life.
So Rebecca's gonna come and be like, yo, it stunk. I had no fun at all. I just stayed because I had to.
I'll be like, no, you lying. You'll never see that.
You said set the bar low.
Becca,
So that's gonna
Becca,
be her new.
first of all, she's not going out. She's not the going out.
But here's the thing, with the social media thing, right? We got pictures to show how much fun you had. Like, why are you lying to me right now? You didn't look like you was miserable in this picture you took.
I'm gonna be in the club taking a picture. Behind the plant like that. Taking a picture. No, I'm joking.
So we see who's really crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Just because. Y'all
But
crazy.
you knew I was crazy before we even went out the first time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's a certain level of craziness that everybody accepts.
Well, Kareem, you had your too late story on the men's episode
Which one was that? Which one?
when he asked how long is too long, and you were going for I think it was days.
Oh, and I went to Delaware. Yeah.
Days.
You went to a whole other
Days.
state.
Like maybe like 26 hours. So we're in the second day, but it was
Here's the thing.
days.
Sometimes when I need to think, I think. And when I think, I drive. And sometimes that drive takes me places.
I didn't think you drove far. I thought it was like to the coast far. East
Kareem
coast.
was supposed to go get some quarter milk or something from the store and ended up in a whole nother
Ended up
state.
in Atlantic City. Atlantic City.
Yes.
We have this recorded.
Yes,
I mean, we
you
can
did.
go back.
We can. We're going to, yeah.
That was very petty of you, by the way.
What do you mean? No, I think it was late. Like, I think she was asleep, so I needed to think. 'Cause I didn't want to go to the gym, so I got my car and I just started driving.
And he was going for days.
I was going to go see my brother. He lived in Delaware. So it
Did
popped
you
in my
check
mind. No, it popped in my mind. Hey, listen, what are my brothers doing right about now? But it just so
Sleeping.
happened it was
Yeah.
Sleeping.
he was actually getting ready for work. That's how
Oh.
long. That's how long I was
You were
gone.
driving.
So how did that fare for you at the end?
It didn't go well.
Stressing me out.
No, it didn't go well. Didn't go well at all.
So common courtesy does go a long way.
It does.
Well, I'll say this, right? She was so petty that when I returned, she was like, all right, now you need to take me to get something to eat. I'm dog tired because I've been driving. I don't want to go anywhere. That's how petty she was.
But that's how petty she
So
was.
how fast did you pack your bags?
Pack what? Who? Pack what?
Did you
Whoa,
pack
wait,
bags?
no,
I
nobody,
mean,
no.
nobody
I can't
packs
believe she let
anything.
you back in the house.
Especially if I'm paying the bills, nobody's packing nothing.
All right, how many? How fast did she pack hers? She pack hers?
No,
Oh no.
But he said it didn't go well.
No.
no, it didn't go well at all. No,
So
no, I had to talk. So no.
Just talking stuff.
Well, here's the other thing, right? You get off work, right, and then you call, and now they expect you to talk. Like all day I talk. That's all I do is talk to people all day. So as soon as I get on the phone, the last thing I want to do is talk.
Why are you on the phone then?
yeah.
Because if I don't call, now instead I have to deal with other things.
So why not text?
I can't text and drive. That's illegal.
But you don't have to call anybody home from work. We're not.
Yeah, you do.
I'm not like that. Like that's only
Yeah,
if you're
you
going
do.
out and I don't know where.
Yeah.
You know that kind of stuff. You don't have to call me. on
No,
the way
you
home from
guys
work.
have
No.
predetermined windows of when contact is supposed to be made. If you don't make this contact, then you must be doing something else with somebody else.
He's
You
gotta
must be
tell
talking
you.
to somebody.
You've got to tell you that you just keep having these issues. You have to
You're
tell you.
worried about not calling on your way home from work. But
You know why?
got up and drove.
You know why?
Well, yeah.
He wasn't concerned about driving and going to Delaware. But
No, but here's the thing. If I don't call within a certain amount of time, now what happens is that I have to have a conversation of why I couldn't call. We just too busy. Using the phone talking to another girl. No, this becomes too much. You guys overthink things too much to the point where as though that if I don't respond, now what happens is that I must be doing something else. Sometimes I'm not.
Well, it's not an overthink, but if you're driving off and you don't have the common courtesy to tell somebody that
Are we talking about me driving like at night, or are we talking about me leaving work?
to Delaware,
Delaware's
you
still-
around?
Oh, you guys
yeah.
still stuck on Delaware? What's wrong with you guys?
But it's the same. Is
We
it
done
the
moved
same
on from
person?
there.
Yeah.
Same person.
You know, I've moved on. We're actually
But
talking about
is
me
it the
leaving
same
work now.
person? Is it the same woman
What?
that you did that? The Delaware.
No.
It's a different woman.
Yeah.
She didn't flat all your tires? You would have never drove that car?
I had run flats. You can try to flat my tires if
That's
you want
petty.
to.
That's petty right there.
You
Why
go ahead. I have run
tires?
flats. Yeah, no, go ahead, flat my tires. I got run flats.
Kareem's got the car that it's going, it's going to change its own tire anyway.
So are you cool? Are you cool with your girl going out for 2 days and not checking in?
No,
Absolutely. Go.
You're good.
no.
Now you're
Yes.
not. Now you're
You have
not.
no idea where
You're
she
not.
is.
No, you're not.
She's going out for a girls' night. She'll be home around 1 or 2 and doesn't come back.
You forget that I'm petty.
You don't.
Right.
what,
You'll
you
go
just
out.
person-
You'll go out to the bar for a couple of days. I'll leave the country for 2 weeks. See how you like those apples. I got a passport. I'm
Again,
out.
we're keeping score and we're just
I
upping
have-
the ante.
Just up again.
I have money and I have a passport. I'll leave the country. And here's the other thing. I don't work in the summer, so I'm
You
going.
going. You goose. Oh, my goodness. Let's go to this wedding ring conversation that we always have. Talk about being petty. We kind of had the conversation last night as well. And you had an interesting response. So the question that we have is, should the man's wedding ring be the same cost-wise as the female's?
No. Why?
Whoa.
I don't
Why?
think so.
No.
Why?
I'm
We
Why?
get it because you come up and you're asking me to get married. I get an engagement ring.
I get one too. Go ahead.
No, you don't.
What you mean no?
Because you're the one asking me.
So I'm not engaged then. You're engaged.
We're both engaged.
No,
but
we're
why
not.
do you need an engagement? So who's gonna get the engagement ring?
We both get one.
No, we don't. You're buying my ring.
And you're buying me. Buy
No,
me
I'm
one
not.
too. Yes.
No, I'm not. You're the one asking me to
Then I'm not
marry
engaged
you.
then.
You're asking me to get married
Yes.
at your when you want to marry me,
Yes.
and then I agree with you.
Yes.
So why am I getting you an engagement ring?
Because that's only a one-way contract.
But
If you want to
it's-
be bonding both ways, then I need to get one too.
But why? I just don't understand why.
You're
That's the
dealing
way
with
contracts work.
Mr. Petty here. Just
But that's
reminds
not
you.
a contract. That's not a
It is.
contract. A marriage is a contract,
Yes.
not an engagement. You can always break an engagement.
And I get the ring back.
Yes, if you propose.
Not on a
and-
holiday, though. You don't
Not
get
on a
it back.
holiday. Not on a holiday. If you propose and it doesn't work out, I think you should get the ring back. Why do I want
And
your
interest.
ring? No, there's no interest.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's the ring plus the V. What are you talking about? I get the V.
Oh, well, you know what? You shouldn't get the ring back if you broke the engagement, though.
What do you mean?
If you're the one that cheated,
That's true.
you
I
broke
agree.
the engagement.
Whoa. How'd that go from me
Wait.
cheating? All of a sudden you got
We're talking about
I'm
getting the
getting
ring back. We're talking about getting the ring back. There are
Okay.
stipulations with the ring. If you give it on a holiday,
Is
you
this-
don't get
is
it
this
back.
written-
so,
somewhere?
yeah, so what happens if you don't put out the disclaimer first?
What's the
If you automatically accept it and don't put out the disclaimer saying that if you do this, this, and this, then you can't get your ring back.
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
Is
I
it
mean, that's
written somewhere?
common. That's just common courtesy, right
No,
there.
no.
Yes,
Everything
yes.
has to be
Well,
in
the
writing.
holiday thing is legal, so.
It is legal.
That's in writing.
I think most men are aware of that one by now, though. That
I
they
think
set, on your birthday and Christmas, you're not getting proposed
You're not
to. It's
getting-
not
yeah.
happening.
That's okay. I'll see you guys in civil suit.
That's fine. That's fine.
So your ring should be cost more money than his.
Because you have an engagement ring and a wedding band.
We have an engagement ring. Could be a whole
If
lot of
you
ring
want-
buying.
As long as you buy it yourself,
No,
knock
no.
yourself out. Yes. You
Okay.
can't come to me. I'm old school. So you got to ask my dad or a parent and you know what?
Well, I have to do what now?
Wow.
I have
If
to
you're
get permission.
proposing,
Okay.
like I said, I'm old school like
All right, so I get permission from mom, dad, grandma,
Yes.
big mama.
I think that, I think that's the right thing to do.
Is that the young person on the show right now? If someone wants to marry you right now, do they have to ask your father?
I appreciate it if they ask my dad.
Thank you, Reggie. See?
What if I don't like your dad?
I'm about to say, what if you just said no?
What if I,
Then what you
My
gonna
dad wouldn't say no.
what if I think your dad is a punk? He's soft.
I'm big on my family. So
Okay.
I wouldn't really
Yeah.
date anyone that didn't like
But
my
you
family.
know, once you get married, you're marrying the family as
Yeah.
well. So if
Okay.
you don't like the dad, you're gonna deal with the dad for the rest of your life.
Man, you don't know my
Yeah.
family.
And my family wants me to get married. They're like, "Oh, you old. You need to." Yeah. So.
Oh.
So did you ask Rebecca's dad for permission?
I did actually. So, well, let me go back because when we was 13, he called my house and told me I wasn't supposed to be dating his daughter and stay away from my daughter type thing. So I felt like when we got older, I had to have this conversation with him just because of that one. And I had to prove to him that this.
How do you
it
get
was
your number?
real. That is a great question.
Phone book.
Probably.
Is this 13? We're 13.
That is a
Phone
great
book.
question.
He put pressure on Rebecca,
He
didn't he?
did, probably did. So then I did ask him. We went to the restaurant and we were talking, and he was just kind of, you were older old enough to make a decision for yourself, and I just did it out of respect for him. If he would have said no,
Exactly,
I
it's
still would have
respect.
went and got married to Rebecca anyway.
How old were you when this conversation happened?
This is a what 30, say 35 maybe at that time. But I remember when I was 13 when he was yelling and screaming at me to
Right.
get away from my daughter.
So now you're bigger, you're stronger.
Yeah, more handsome.
Oh,
All that hollering screaming is not gonna happen right
It ain't
now.
gonna happen. This is how it's gonna go down.
You let him know, like, listen, I got $150 for you.
Yup.
But
So-
it is all about respect. That's what it is. And also with the wedding ring.
We're going back to that.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Because I don't think you had a good answer why you should have an engagement ring or that your ring should be more expensive. When it comes to marriage, it's compromise. It's not
Yes.
always going to be 50-50
It
at the
should
same
be
time.
50-50.
What do you mean?
But it's not always going to be 50-50.
Why not?
Because that's life.
No, that's not. No,
Yes, it
that's
is,
not how it
like-
works. No.
Okay, so tell me are you married?
No.
Okay. Are you at least, but you're in a relationship.
Yes.
And it's always 50-50.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
What do you mean?
No, it's not.
Why wouldn't it be?
Because it's not possible for everything to be 50-50. Unless
It
you're
is.
that much of a scorekeeper that it's going to be 50-50.
You know, I'm petty.
And you're
I'm petty. I won't
all
move.
right. So if it,
Oh, wait,
I
you're
won't move.
petty. So
Yes.
you may think it's 50-50. She may not think it's 50-50.
That's her perspective. This is the empowerment
Woman's
perspective.
perspective.
all right,
That's
from
right.
a woman's perspective that thinks it's not 50-50, what is an acceptable ratio then, Rachel? Like when you went through your stuff, like I always say 70-30 is kind of a good ballpark from
Yeah,
my
it's
end.
not, right. It's not always going to be
I appreciate
like that.
everything he does, but sometimes I feel like,
You do more.
yeah, a little bit. And that's fine. I take that on
It's
myself.
all about perspective.
But if
though.
it got to like 80-20,
It was
Um,
like 90-10,
yeah.
and then for a couple of years, and I was like, well, I'm doing 90%, so why do I need your 10%?
What does that mean though? Like, what is 90%? What does that look like?
Everything.
What's everything? Cooking, cleaning. What else are we talking about?
Right.
That's it.
What do you mean that's it?
Like, what is that 90? How are you quantifying this 90%?
All right. Imagine a cat living in your house.
Mm-hmm.
How much work are they doing? Nothing.
You're doing a lot for your social emotional health. I come around, you can pet me, I purr a little bit, and I go about my business.
I talk. Yeah, I talk.
Sounds like a great relationship.
cats are very indifferent. They could care less.
That's pretty good. I mean,
It is.
just me talking alone should be enough.
So you feel like that person was not doing anything at
Right.
all.
Well, including like wanting to spend time with me or the children.
All right, 90-10. So what was he doing at 10%?
Just breathing.
Taking up space, eating a little bit of food.
But was it always like that? But at some point the scale.
No.
Did he clean his own litter box? I mean, I'm hoping at least
They got
for
the
that, you know.
self-cleaning ones now. You ain't got to worry about it.
No, he didn't. No, it wasn't always like that. It just his priorities changed, and he was more about whatever he wanted to do and his work, and then
Just
People do grow apart. It's,
put us not like I would say put us on the back burner, but it was like just kind of like wrote us off. That's how it felt anyway.
how you felt.
Send your resume.
Did he ever? No, I'm not going to go that far, but it is interesting. We'll change the topic. It's getting a little too serious in here right now. Let's change the topic up a little bit. So we're going to talk about, and before we wrap this show up, we have a tradition on the show to talk about movies and music and things and stuff of that nature. Now, we had this conversation. You guys are at my house, and we have this room. We're going to talk about music. When is it too early to play? Let's say you got kids too in the house, and they want to listen to rap music and all kinds of crazy stuff. And in my house, there's a rule: there's no rap music before 12 o'clock. And do you have a rule like that in your house with your kids in terms of music? And can they just listen to whatever they want to listen to when they want to listen to it?
I don't think so. I mean, really, I don't want to have too much noise in the first place in the morning. I think that's the rule. Don't get too loud. Let me wake up and get ready to go, or even focus. Because on the weekends, we got activities and this and that. So you just got to get ready.
I got a music question for you guys. Got like the same music?
Yeah.
Do you get upset, Ralph, when you driving? Is she allowed to touch the radio station without asking when you
Yeah.
listen to something? Really?
We, for the most part, like
Well,
the
now
same
she
music.
can. Obviously.
Now I
when,
can.
when we're-
Now
when
I
you're,
can.
When you're dating, which is long time ago, then probably
So-
be a little bit more picky.
Wait a minute. It's usually the other way around, right? When so you mean to tell me when you was dating, you kind of let her change the channel without saying anything?
I don't even remember.
You just don't remember it a long time
But
ago.
more than likely, yeah. Well, first of all, let me rephrase that, because you asked me, do I let her? I would let it go. As far as the beginning dating, it probably would bother me because you didn't ask, right? But I'm not gonna like have that argument that early over a radio station.
Are you
To
driving?
the whole respecting, if hey, do you mind if I do something? Whatever it
Yeah.
is, it's your property.
I wouldn't.
Do you mind?
Yeah.
Can I
Do you ask before?
Yada
you
yada yada.
If it's in the beginning and we're dating and it's his car, I'm not touching his radio unless I really don't like the song.
All right, it's not music now. You're driving in the summertime, and you're super duper cold, but he's hot. Are you changing the temperature without asking?
Well, that one I actually get car sick. So that's why I'm
I have a
up
better-
in your car.
I have a better
need
question.
fresh air.
All right, I have a better question. What about when you guys decide to eat off each other's plate?
Wait, what?
Does she
Eat
have
up.
to ask first?
That's a
No.
great.
You guys at
I
dinner.
say I eat her food because
I
I'm
eat
the greedy
everybody's
one.
food.
Does he have to ask first, or he just goes
No. He can just take whatever.
So what, if you guys are on a first date and the guy,
on the first date, that's different. I'm not on the first date.
to? He can't take his fork and just say,
Fork.
it'll be like, you gonna eat your corn?
I think we all agree on the first date. Don't start reaching in my
not on
plate.
the first date.
Did your date last night, did he grab something off or
No.
not that odd?
No, but one thing he did, so we got calamari, and it came with, marinara sauce.
Was he double dipping? You gonna get us kicked off today and you spit water off.
Oh man.
Don't want to computer. We gonna
So-
get a bill next month.
I took some calamari and put it on my plate and poured some marinara on my plate, and he was just like forking it from the dish, dipping it in the sauce, and eating it. And I'm like, really, dude?
Yeah. it's the
You're 40
first
years old.
date.
You don't know how to eat yet? You don't know like what politeness is?
On the first date.
Yeah, on the first date.
Yeah.
So first, let's go ahead to first dates again. Do you have a representative? Are you really who you are, your first date, or do you bring your
I'm
representative?
always who I am. Always.
We've hung out over the years, different times. Like we grew up together as kids. We had our kids together a few times. She's always been pretty upfront about who she is. I can't see her being on Tinder or one of those places saying like she's somebody else. I don't
I
see
mean,
her being
sometimes
fake.
I'll use a fake name, but that's as far as it goes.
Alias? So you out? They're like, hey, Sarah. Like,
You keep walking.
let's keep calling Sarah.
Do you remember who your alias is?
Yes.
It's Lola, one of you.
Yes.
Lola.
I
Oh,
cannot
wow.
say.
Yeah, we're gonna keep that one quiet. That's interesting. So let's talk about real quick. We got like 2 minutes left in the show, maybe 1 minute. I'm sorry. So we're gonna actually wrap this thing up, and we can continue this discussion next time. Definitely thank you guys for being on.
Thank you.
Hopefully, somebody out there learned something from a female's perspective today. Stacy, real quick, we have a back to school initiative coming up. What's going on with that?
We're going to be looking to get some donations together to start helping some kids that maybe go to school with no supplies at the beginning of the year. Times are tough for families. The lists are getting bigger of what the parents need to get ready for the kid to have a school year of success. I always feel bad for the kid that doesn't have it. I always picture like the little one that doesn't have his stuff together, and it already sets him behind
Right.
everybody else. So they need the same starting point. So we're going to get something together, get some more information up on the page about where and what we're going to be collecting and who we're going to be distributing to.
All right, don't forget, you can find that information soon on the empowermentperspective.com. We also have an initiative with Mr. Nor'easter Nick, who was one of my former students, who's your weather person here on the station. We're going to have some things once a month giving back to the community in terms of food banks and things of that nature. Make sure you stay tuned to us. Follow us on all social media outlets. And until next time, stay empowered.